Hi, thank you for having me. I'm going to tell you a story. It's 2035. Brantley is leading the local community in an immersive learning exercise to discuss soy-based energy, a new type of food energy. Brantley got an interest in alt fuel when he did a stint at SpaceX, Mars community, last summer. So he decided he was going to go back to his collaboratory and he was going to create a new micro-credential for himself. He worked with his advisor, Caitlin, to pull a variety of courses off the university blockchain network. They worked together on a personalized learning plan, working with a number of universities. For his community stay, Brantley decided to go to the University of Biofuel in Indianapolis. He felt like this is where he could contribute the most and leverage their resources. Day one, he jumped right into the raw materials group to give them some ideas and get the ball rolling. He knew Caitlin had assigned him a mentor for guidance. He was really looking forward to meeting Amelia Hollander, Jeffrey's adopted daughter from India. Sound far-fetched? Maybe not so much. The university of the future must think differently. Our enrollments are decreasing and our technologies are expanding. Whether AI or blockchain, we are looking at the emergence and starting a new era of the organic, connected society. The communities in which our universities reside are facing increased and complex challenges. Human and natural disasters are also increasing, and so are their cost. The Rockefeller Foundation's 100 Resilient Cities initiative brings forward these challenges so we can explore them, whether economic disparity in Athens, drug violence in Juarez, or water management in Boston. Each of these issues helps us as universities to realize that we need to do something to help our communities. We need to take up our obligations and do something. So, community resilience. Community resilience looks and focuses on enhancing the daily health and well-being of communities. Resilience is the ability to anticipate risk and limit its impacts. The fortitude to be able to adapt rapidly within turbulent change. Universities must take action as the community service organizations they were meant to be in order to help limit these risks and to also strengthen and encourage our communities, the very foundation of our societal fabric. It's in our very creeds. Virginia Tech embraces ut prosum, Latin, for that I may serve. Lenoir-Rhyne University, we promote responsible leadership for service to the world. So many universities look at service and think active citizenship and helping to transform lives. Sadly, over the years, service has become operationalized. Are we really doing service for community resiliency, or are we researching and writing a paper and calling it civic engagement? Well, money, right? Money is limited and the budget is lean. How will we accomplish all of these things? Well, it's probably better today than it will be in the future. According to the National Student Clearinghouse, enrollment is down by 2.4 million students. And our business models are being challenged. Companies such as Coursera are offering classes and certifications to our students and ditching the middleman, our universities. So how are we going to deal with this? Are we going to sit idly by and watch it go by? What if we actually looked at it a little differently? As Devin pointed out, Our core competencies as universities is knowledge transfer, research, it's service. But the university of the future, what would happen if we use civic engagement as the differentiator and we did it for community resiliency? This means we would have to collaborate, shared knowledge, and civic research in order to make this happen. So what would this new brand look like if we did use civic engagement as a differentiator? Well, in Boulder, Colorado, they deal with devastating wildfires and flooding. What would happen if the University of Colorado at Boulder became the University of Water Innovation? Or El Paso, fragile desert ecology, and water scarcity. Imagine a landscape full of permaculture gardens, leveraging sustainable energy and resources. Or what about Louisville, Kentucky, right? Louisville uses resilience to deal with inequality. What if the University of Louisville became the University of Human Rights? Barcelona, there's high unemployment and a crumbling infrastructure. Think about it, Habitat for Community, where our students would go study abroad to work with local leaders and residents and the local officials to redesign and rebuild a city. But we've got to be realistic, right? I mean, that kind of dream and vision requires real transformational change in our universities. What would that look like? Faculty members would be coaches, encouragers of leaders, networks and facilitators of people. Students would become idea generators, not job seekers. They have a passion for making change, and we as educators need to look and bring forward that passion and excitement because they care about these topics because it is their future. Or advisors. Maybe they'd be life guides and not so much take this class next note takers. And research, you ask? Well, communities need our help. So there's still going to be grants and research opportunities available. What can we do today in our community classrooms? Ooh, think about that, community classroom. How about engaging in service learning projects for every class, every semester? It teaches students to have an others attitude. I do it in all of my classes. Last semester, I taught social entrepreneurship, and the students had to go out and partner up with organizations in the community. Well, we were discussing business models and new financing, ways to get financing, and one of the teams went and worked with Seed Programs International, and they helped them redesign their business model and figure out new funding avenues. This business, this organization sells packets of seeds, cents on the dollar, to countries all around the world in order for them to grow community gardens. The students were helping to impact hunger. Or you could design an experience. Do design thinking with a local makerspace. Help them to really prototype. Or take it to the next level and have the makerspace members and the students collaborate and transfer skills. I read an article a few weeks ago where they 3D printed, which is what they do in makerspaces, they 3D printed a 700+ square foot house for $10,000. These could be students helping the homeless. Or what if you could do fast-paced, quick turnaround projects in your class? But why? Because it's the real world, right? Collaborate with different teams in the classroom. So if you did that like we did in our Funding Social Enterprise class, the students had 2.5 weeks to work with the responsible businesses in the communities to help the entrepreneurs understand the due diligence process for impact investing. Was it hard? Heck yeah, they complained all the way along. Was it beautiful at the end? Yes, because they were formulating brand new due diligence processes in impact investment. There's not a lot out there. And they were able to accomplish this and help the entrepreneur learn. If any of you have ever been an entrepreneur, you are busy out there pushing your product and making sales. You're not worrying about investment funding unless you just have to be looking at it. These students impacted people that were also making an impact, so they were paying it forward. The new model of the University of Social Innovation for Community Resilience puts students at the forefront and embeds the universities into the community. It provides each of us an opportunity for making the best of who we are for real civic engagement. And then transformation can happen for resilient communities. And the university can be the ideal. Our communities need us. We're facing a seismic shift in universities with emerging technology and decreasing enrollment. Civic engagement can be the difference maker. Will your university bend with resiliency or break in defeat?